Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. We want to welcome you to today's Link to the Past Randomizer Invitational, Open League match. This is a matchup in the Skullwoods division between the Spoilers and Begone. What? And today I am joined with Triceratops.
What's up? What's up? How you doing, my friend?
Not a whole lot. What kind of items are you thinking that are going to be the trolls today?
Oh, that's a good question. I never will turn down a good ped seed. That's for sure.
Oh, that is trolly. That is. Always could go with something on left side swamp that everyone likes to skip.
That's also a mean place. Fortunately, our runners are going to be working in co-op mode, so they're going to be able to share information as they go along this journey. They have a text sheet. They have the ability to call. So maybe things won't be so trolly after all. Who knows?
We will definitely see, and it looks like we are getting our runners on the way here. Just a heart there in Link's house.
And a book in the sanctuary.
So the priest is letting us learn how to read today. Okay, got some nice divergence. Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, so Dawn Ventures heading under Hyrule Castle. Pop Begone is going for a stroll, possibly to go see Houlihan, maybe?
Got our first bottle there. That's nice. Got Sick Kid in action. Ooh, nice crab prize.
Yeah, that's gonna come in handy real soon when we make our way over to the village.
Okay, definitely looks like you were right on that Houlihan call. Okay. Looks like Dawn accidentally started back at Link's house and wanted to grab the book. Okay, where is Slumberjack off to this time? Oh, is that the ice rod?
That's the ice rod. Early ice rod, one less troll item.
And that looked like bombs on the floating island. Or not, Hylia Island. Ooh,
our first sword as well.
That is amazing. Skull Woods looks like the play right now. Or the Lost Woods, I should say.
Yeah, but Slumberjack is going to head over to the eastern area. Interesting watching runners run in co-op mode because we get to see some more unusual paths early on.
I did not see what that was. Okay, what is Saha's closet? We got our bow, we got a cape, and some rubies. Not bad, not bad.
Not bad at all. With that bow, I wonder if... Nope, we're going to take our prizes and head out.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were going to clear Eastern since they had the bow, but it looks like not today.
You'll notice that Slumberjack just walked right past that chest in Link's house. We know that that's not going to be anything of value, so no point opening it up. Instead, we're going to head to Hyrule Castle and see what the back has.
If I saw that correctly, it was Tower of Hair of red crystal and crystal on the other dungeons. Got her shield. Moon Pearl.
And Ped is dead, friends. I think it said some money.
Very wise check. Go ahead, get it out of the way. Since we're already knowing we're doing all dungeons, we don't need to worry about coming back there. Almost simultaneous arrow finds there. Ooh, I forgot we found our swag net.
Yes, you can now put Egnum on notice with that net for sure. We're getting some bomb strats on Slumberjack's side.
Definitely working out there on that.
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
And
missed.
rewarded with some bombs.
Yeah, missed the first bomb, but ended up getting a refund, so no loss there.
Library, just a piece apart, not coming back for that. Okay, ooh, we've got ourselves a Quake Medallion, Race Ledge.
Yeah, and the good doctor is gonna go pick that up. So we have our glove, we have our Moon Pearl, at least on Doc Vardy's side.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think our hammer is gonna be?
Probably up the mountain. I know it's not technically accessible right now, but that's just my guess.
Yeah, I mean, we'll need a lamp or we'll need a flute to get up the mountain logically, but something tells me that that's not going to be a deterrent for these folks.
Okay. Let's see what we have in the back of Escape here. At least we got a refill on bombs. One, two, three. What do we got? A map. A sword upgrade and a key. So there's something in Dark Cross, but we're not checking it
Yes,
today.
we're not going to find it out right yet.
Everyone's just cleaning up where everyone else went so far. Are we going to see a play in the Eastern Palace now by Dusk?
In Eastern Palace, we can unlock the Desert Palace as well with that book.
True, but it's not fully clearable depending on how things are laid out.
Not fully clearable, but I heard that there's an old man in a cave near there as well. Might be worth checking out. Who knows? Anything is possible.
Very true, but given the fact that there's a bow here, I have a very strong feeling we're going to see an Eastern dip. Green and Ice Palace. I did not catch that the first time around.
Well, do you know who did catch it the first time around? Our trackers, Windfall 470 and Routkin. So I want to give a big shout out to them for being on the ball.
They will be keeping us sane during all of this insanity of trying to keep everything commentated on. Okay. While get this early Eastern dip, don't forget to go ahead and give all these runners a follow for all their hard work and putting on the entertainment for us tonight. Chest number 1 in Eastern is a map.
All right, it looks like Dawn is also going to take a dip into Eastern as well.
Slumber's our last one to pick up their sword. There's our big key, so we can definitely finish off, because I'm pretty sure all of these runners are fine with doing dark rooms in this dungeon. Ooh, you want to grab that big, or that magic refill? That's a little interesting.
And in our big chest in Eastern Palace, we have 20 bucks.
Okay, our first dark section, that's basically a square coming right up after this. Ooh, bottle check. 50 bucks. Pretty sure that's been checked already, but I've forgotten. Okay, it looks like we have Slumberjack going for our Dark Cross at the same time, so we will get some information there. Oh, nope. Nope and out.
Yeah, so chat, you're right. Desert Palace, Aegina, or Zora is probably where our lamp is sitting at this point. Or the flute will be one of those two. Or the hammer.
Okay, looks like we're getting our desert check by Slumber, maybe, or are we just getting South Shore? I'm gonna check the dam. Makes sense. I don't remember anything being over here of note.
All right, and we are going to head into our first fight of the night with the Armos Knights on Dr. Marty's side.
Gets the quick kill set up.
Yes, following the script nicely. Boom, boom, there we go. Compass to finish off the dungeon. And a nice necklace to boot.
Okay, so I was wrong on Eastern Palace. It was a pendant, not a... yeah, crystal. Ooh, Temper Sword. Okay, so Moldborn Cave giving us Tempered. Very new, just I'm spacing out. Okay, let's see. Did we check Ice Rod Cave already? I can't remember.
Oh, these checks come fast and hard. I have a feeling like we have already on one of our other sides, but don't quote me on that. Nothing in the waterfall cave.
And Dawn Venture is taking out her Armos Knight. What does Mr. Aegina have for us today? Okay, arrows. Thank you. I forgot about that. What does Zora the Scam Master have today? A $300 return, not great, but ooh, Titan Mitts.
That's a big find.
Aegina with the treasure.
So, Unless I'm mistaken, it does give us Dark World access now.
Yep, we can hit it through over there in
Through the village.
Kakariko Village.
Yeah, Dr. Marty, the good doctor, not bothering even to head into desert. He's going to take that glove and start doing some checks out in the village area. Probably dip into Thieves Town or Skull Woods. But we're still pretty limited without that hammer.
Ooh, there's the flute on the desert ledge.
Yes, that's important because I don't think Marty saw that when he was in the desert earlier.
I don't think he went that far, so I want to agree with you on that.
So hopefully Zelga, I would imagine Zelga would continue into the desert palace and check out that flute.
Yeah, go ahead, and that's why he followed over there would be my guess, and since Dr. Marty noped out, they said, you do this, I'll do that. Oh, he didn't go straight to Agina. Oh, okay. Chat correcting us there. Okay, big key on the torch, so we cannot complete desert.
Well, we can't complete desert anyways because we don't have a torch or a lamp or a fire rod.
Fair, but we've got even less to check now. Okay, go grab our flute, get that activated, and then I'm sure we're gonna go up the mountain, maybe check. Even Mire Shed's available now. Wow, this game really just opened up. Did not see that.
Did it open up much though with the flute? Once it's activated, you go to the mountain, but without a hook shot, without a hammer, or without the mirror, is there really much we can do on the mountain?
Not right now, but that's why I would say probably hit up the Mire area first, because you've got those two checks at a minimum. And you also get the Mire information. Tamarion Hobo, I missed that, so thank you, chat, for catching that.
And the flippers as well. Yes.
Okay, we got our first flute activation. Where are we off to now?
Let me ask you this. What's up?
I
assume you run this game
a time or two.
How religiously do you check a place like Hobo?
Fairly regularly, because it's right there and you can easily forget it if you don't.
Yeah, it's one of those, I think, in my case, it's one of those you check it when you're doing your first flipper dive into Lake Halia, or you forget about it forever.
Yeah, unless you'd want to combo it in from the Dark World, which is possible, but kind of wonky.
The reason why I'm bringing this up is that could be a really feels bad man last location. Not that I think that runners are going to do that, but the potential is there.
Okay, nothing. We got our shovel in the chess game. Nothing from the Mire Shed. I'm guessing we're going to the mountain next that we've got that loaded up. And we're going to see thieves at the same time. bombos for the Mizzy Meyer entrance. Found our fire rod in Thieves Town.
So we can put Trinex on blast when it comes to it. We don't need to find the tools to do that.
We can complete Skull Woods if you want to dodge that. There's the key, that's mandatory. What's in our last chest over here? Boomerang. Okay. Looks like we're having a convergence on these two.
Yeah, I mean, with the lack of hammer, there's really, only so much our runners can check in the Dark World right now, given they only have one point of access. So Thieves Sound is looking mighty juicy, especially with that fire rod.
Okay, Zelga doing an intentional death. So it looks like my guess would be he's noping out to Skull Woods.
Chat speculating that Hammer is going to be in Ice Palace. I mean, possibly. We still need to find a mirror.
Yeah, that would be helpful. Ice Palace for Hammer, that would be rude, but not. I don't know. Nothing over there on Bumper Ledge.
Yeah, it never feels great heading into a palace that you need the hammer to complete without it in your inventory. That was a really quick map check, by the way, too.
Yeah, these map checks are so quick, I can't even process them, so I'm hoping our trackers have better luck than I. That one was a little bit longer. All that Skull Woods and Meyer were both crystals, but that was about all I was able to process.
Well, we know that Eastern Skull Woods and Ice Palace are pendants, so therefore everything else has to be a crystal.
Oh, yeah.
Not that it's going to matter too much, because we're going to see it all.
Yeah. All dungeons, everything must be done. And nicely, the key collapses itself in its box. We don't have to worry about it. Nothing's gonna be in the chest. Oh wait, nope, I'm wrong. I see that. We have the key. I take that back. I've not seen anything fruitful come from Skull Woods yet.
Twenty digs. 21 digs to get the gold sword.
I mean, not necessarily needed, but not necessarily against it either, so it'll be interesting to see if Slumberjack gets it or not.
Yeah, and on the bottom left, Dr. Marty collects his first crystal.
Yeah, just like Relkin saying, 22-minute gold sword. It's like the old style randomizer when swords weren't sequential.
Yeah, like what's left to be in Ganon's tower if all the swords are out here, right?
Mm-hmm. Ooh, powder from Stumpy. As we do our round the world trip with our Smith.
Yep, and Zelga's heading in to fight Mothula. Here's my hot take. This is the worst arena in the game.
Agreed. I hate the moving spikes.
Like some sadistic game designer in the 90s thought, I'll put a conveyor belt with a bunch of spikes.
Yeah, that would be fun.
In a game for kids. But, you know, Mothra's short work, we get a map and a new necklace on Zelga's side. Marty's picking up his sword.
Ether and
Summerjack is...
Bombos in Hype Cave. Sorry
No,
to
that's
cut you off.
No, that's okay. We need that Bombos. Slumberjack defeating Blind, and Bombos is important because we need to get into Mire. So that was a big moment for all our runners there.
What does our Smith friend have for us? I'm surprised Dr. Marty's doing this without his Smith. And the shovel gives us 20 bucks.
Okay, Zelga's gonna go get his Cane of Samaria. So no need to worry about this being last locationed.
Why did he just go back into the dark world with the Smith? Okay, so we're gonna have the Smith friend for a little bit longer. They just realized it too.
Oops. Yeah, that's a... you get so used to having the mirror, right?
Most definitely. You forget sometimes what inventory you have, and things start to blur together very easily. Okay, getting the old man at the same time. Just some arrows, nothing there.
Right, we're getting on Marty's side the first look at the Palace of Darkness area.
Okay, is Dawn gonna go up mountain? Looks like they're going back to the dark world. Okay, just arrows there. Nothing of note on Death Mountain. What fruits does the Palace of Darkness have for us? Ooh. Getting an ice palace already. That's nice.
Yeah, the Ice Palace seems this makes sense with the loadout that we have now.
Okay, get a good look at the purple chest here. I agree, Radical. Sometimes it can get rather stressful watching these playbacks.
Mothula is down on Jack's side. So, what's up? I don't think we talked about this yet. Because it's co-op, what is the conditions to win in this race?
Conditions to win is going to be the average time for the fastest average time for the team. So it only really, the time's going to come and matter if we have staggered finishes like first and fourth or second and third. And that's going to be when the times come into a matter for the average overall. Right. This palace isn't giving us any kind of rewards. yes, it is the same as total time as well. Sorry, I forgot to point that out as well. Was that the hook shot that I just saw?
That was the hook shot. Unfortunately, we don't have a hammer, so we have to take a death warp to get back into the beginning of Path of Darkness.
Okay, Ice Palace is a bust for now. Alright, we still need to clear it, but information needed. And it looks like we're getting a catfish check by Slumberjack. What kind of treasures are you got? Oops. Pod hasn't revealed much outside of that hook shot. Oh, nope. Where is Lumberjack off? Looks like they're doing that Ice Palace.
And I know I've seen it 1,000 times, but that bomb jump is always fun to watch, always entertaining. Unfortunately, it doesn't really pay off with anything good item-wise.
They get to keep the key, so that's definitely a bonus by doing a hammer jump there. And there we go, it's Lumberjack getting there.
Oof. Well, it's worth saving that key because there's just both a map and a compass in that dark maze. I'm assuming Pyramid was nothing because Zelga's not picking it up.
Where is our progression?
Well, with the hook shot, we now have a few more checks on the mountain.
True, we've got East Death Mountain to be able to do now.
Ralkin's also, yeah,
got it.
Dark Death Mountain. Ralkin's also pointing out that we can even do a little bit of mire that we can get inside.
Yeah.
That would be a gross place for our next progression.
Yeah, true, but there's not a lot of density in mire, if my memory serves right. Got a lot better density probability on the mountain.
True, but I think we have all the items to do the mire.
I think you're right. Yep, we are able to clear it. Yes, you can beat them with arrows and bombs, as pointed out in chat.
Yep, and we have that cape too, so, you know, if things get spicy, you can always throw that on as well during that vitreous fight.
It looks like Jack's doing their mountain. Too bad they don't have their hook shot already. Is the big key even randomized in this game? That was its vanilla location. that's a good question if Marty's going to pick up his Samaria before he heads up the mountain. We'll know if he flutes over to the witch's hut. I guess he's going to swim from this way. Okay, Zelga is our first person up to get East Death Mountain. More than likely Dark Death Mountain afterwards.
Potentially even do Turtle Rock, depending on what medallion it is as well.
Very, very true. Given that we have all three of them, it doesn't really matter. There's another bottle and another bottle.
Yeah, so Zelga and Marty are going to head to their bets. Zelga's going to check the mountain, and Marty... Oh, and there's silvers. Marty's going to do Mire here.
Tunic.
Some more armor. This was a good haul up in the mountain.
Okay, all we're missing now is our hammer, and then we'll be good for a bit. We're not in go mode yet, but we'll be decent for a bit.
We'll need boots. We'll need boots to beat desert.
Yes. So, hammer boots for go mode.
Yeah, hate to see it.
Just bombs on the floating island, so not worrying about that. Make the slow walk. Let's see if it's the ironic slow. Ooh, Dr. Marty getting dead rocked. Let's see if the slow walk pays off in a fast reward.
Hey, $20.
But you're down here to transition into the dark world, so that's about the only payoff. What does Dark Death Mountain hold for us? Does it hold go mode or no?
Using ether there for overkill to collect that fairy on Slumberjack's side.
So Super Bunny was not the answer.
Well, we have that mirror, we have hookshot, we have flippers. I bet you I know where the answer is. I bet you I know on the left side.
Ooh, that's gross. Oh man, and I called that too. That's gross. Oh, there's the hammer.
There's our hammer.
Oh, we could still have boots in the left side swamp.
That hammer is a huge find for the spoilers.
Okay, so are we just going over here to check hammer pegs, or not hammer pegs, but Spike Cave? Or is there another?
Well, I think we'll check. Well, we could do Tower of Terror. We could probably check Ether Tablet as well.
Hookshot was in Eastern Palace. Oh, yes, I forgot about the tablet over here.
Yeah, so we'll get the tablet. We'll do Tower of Hera. I'd imagine check Turtle Rock, and if Zelga has the right medallion, we'll head right into there. Otherwise, Dr. Marty will be heading up that direction real soon, probably even right now.
Alright. Chat, Zelga's gonna have Marty do Turtle Rock while Zelga does Hera Spike. So that makes sense. Okay. Nope's out. I'm gonna get our hook. Alright. And up we go on that. Yeah, you're right on that mount. Relkin, that Marty has all of the medallions, so have him go open it up.
Oh, but it is ether either way, so that's good news for Zelga.
I think that's actually Quake, my friend.
Quake. I'm sorry. I'm not using my eyeballs. It's Quake.
Whatever, it happens. Alright, we're gonna see our troll dorm fight here. Having the tempered sword is gonna be fairly quick as long as yep, didn't get bounced off. Alright, get a key for the basement. Our hair is down for another crystal. So, are we checking the basement? No, we're not. Okay. Okay, I did not notice that we had gotten both items. That makes sense why he didn't check that chest. Okay. See, Ralcom, this is why I have chat and trackers to help me keep track of things. I can't.
Are we going to have enough magic? Yes, just barely.
Okay, what kind of treasures does Turtle Rock hold for us? Or does it, is the question. Trolled by the chain chomps.
So, Telhar asking in chat whether Zelga should have followed Marty into Turtle Rock, or the reason why they're doing Ice Palace. I assume that they're hedging their bets and checking both locations to find the boots. So that the moment they find the boots, they're both in go mode, right?
I completely agree. So knock out both areas, getting the information at the same time. It makes sense. I completely agree with what you're saying there. Though I do see what Telthar is saying about both dipping into that. But if you weren't searching for your go mode, I probably wouldn't do that. But I'm not as seasoned as one of some of these guys, so that's just my opinion. Yeah, Turtle Rock without boots doesn't really change.
It's all
all
pipes and platforms.
Yeah, so there's not much speed difference without the boots.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, what does Mirror Ledge have for us?
We won't know.
No, we're getting that. Marty, what do we got? The pen cancels for this save. Magic there, nice quick kill for Zelia. Down to nice palace. I like green pendant at that too.
Yeah, I mean, we have to go back to Eastern Palace, so I'd imagine it would be turning in that green pendant.
Okay. Where's Zelda gonna head out to now? Is he gonna do Eastern? Or is he gonna go up the mountain? I feel like Eastern's a better answer. Nope, we're doing Swamp.
We're doing Swamp. We have seen the Desert Torch, and it is boot locked.
It is the big key for Desert Palace.
Yes.
Okay, looks like we're getting our first check of Meyer over here from Dawn. And Laser Bridge, our blast checks in Turtle Rock here. Nope. There's a red tunic. Once. And a compass. Okay, so looks like we've got our last item on Try Next. You know, the other thing I haven't seen show up, not that it's necessarily needed, but just a nice item to have, is Half Magic hasn't shown up.
That's right, Half Magic, our lamp.
Yeah, I forgot about
Who knows
that.
where our lamp is?
Oh, okay, I'm being informed it was on Lumberjack Cave. I'm glad somebody saw Lumberjack Cave, because it flashed too quickly for me to see. Okay, Try Next down. And the last item is Heart. Okay, so it looks like Swamp Palace is gonna be fully checked. East or left side swamp shall be checked. Unless we find something quicker.
What a skip there.
Yeah, that is one of the newer skips that have been authorized to be used in the tournaments. While we're waiting for some checks here, make sure you go ahead and give all 4 of these runners a follow for giving us such great entertainment today and helping everyone continue to grow on this community. Heart piece and a big heart. Okay, getting a lot of health all of a sudden. Still just heart pieces. So, where are these boots? Trying to think of places that aren't locked behind where they should be.
I mean,
sorry. You're
I was
asking
gonna
if this is
say
open or invitational. This is the open league.
yes.
Sorry to cut you off. I just wanted to answer Chad's question.
No, that is.
Oh, this is invitational.
This is.
Okay, I could have swore when I was checking this. No, I'm not arguing.
Yeah. We did check Ped very, very early, underdog, and it is nothing.
Okay, and just like that, Swamp House is down for us for another crystal.
Swamp House is down. Possibility for where the boots could be. Green Pendant.
Ooh, vanilla. That would be interesting. Are we doing? Looks like we're doing the checks. Are we just doing the big chest, or are we doing full check? That's my question.
For Zelga, I'd imagine at this point you just check everything. You got your partner carrying the load, doing other checks, so it's not that big a sink. At least that's what I would do.
No, I completely agree. Or you can't isolate things at this point in the match. So like you said, you've got your partner taking out that. Okay, I've been paying attention to all four. I missed that the big check was checked. Getting a quick refill, and he's going to a video chat with Silvers. It's going to be a very quick chat with him.
Yeah, the Vitreous fight with Silvers is very different than the Vitreous fight without Silvers. We're rewarded with a key. That's swell.
Side swamp. Why are we going back in? Oh, we're doing the cutscene checks. And liar.
Yeah, we skipped it, but we still have an item that's MIA.
Yeah.
And we have bombs. Womp womp.
Still. Alright. Let's see if someone's gonna go turn in that green pendant or not. Like Zelga's gonna go to Misery Mire.
I mean, trying to think of other locations we have. King's Tomb. We have the mirror.
You can't do King's Tomb, you don't have boots.
I'm sorry, not King's Tomb. The one that's on the little cliff that you need the mirror to get to.
Lumberjack, or Graveyard Ledge.
Graveyard Ledge. Graveyard Ledge, Bumper Cave. I don't know if we saw Bumper Cave yet.
Bumper Cave's dead. We haven't seen Hammer Pegs yet, I don't think. Or Magic Bat. I think Zelga's gonna go do some of those right now.
Oh, there's our boots. So that
I
is.
totally missed that. Where?
It was our last check in Mire.
Oh, it's the cutscene chest.
There's the map chest.
Ugh.
So that puts us into go mode, I believe, on Dr. Barty's side, and Zelga is going to quickly follow suit and get his boots as well. That's a big find. Second big find for the spoilers this game so far.
Alright, with that find, I'm gonna give them the lead at this point. I know there's still a lot of race to go, but that's, like you said, a huge find. to just go mode everything at this point in time.
Yeah, and Zelga's following suit, going straight into Mire, going to collect their boots, which means every dungeon they're going to do is going to be that much faster.
Okay, thank you for answering that, Welkin. I wasn't entirely sure how many teams were invited this year, so it is a 32-team invitational league this time. And for those of you not in the know, Welkin is one of our behind-the-scenes people, so he is very knowledgeable in these things. No, they are either one of the top runners in the categories, or they've previously done well in the Open League to be brought into the Invitational League. And like I was saying, some of the top runners had been previously invited into the Invitational League, but now it's you have to perform to be in the Invitational League.
Yeah, so what that means is you're watching some of the very best runners, worth giving them a follow.
Okay, I didn't know if there was a relegation, so thank you, Relkin, letting us know that the bottom 4 divisions in the Invitational get bounced to the Open League. So that's how they keep the numbers even between the two. Alright, so how long before the Begone pot finds their boots? Ice Palace is getting knocked out there by Dr. Marty. Zelda's knocking out the rest of his Misery Mire. Zumber's got us over in Turtle Rock. And Dawn is clearing out some of our pod for us. And while we've got a little bit of a lull, make sure you go ahead and give our trackers a follow. Both WinFox470 and Relkin are tracking, and Relkin giving us all the knowledge that he has for us as well. And getting bullied right there. Okay, I'm gonna open up to the door. The start was a few days ago for this league. I want to say it was Sunday. Might have been Monday, I could have been wrong. Okay, there we go. Welcome with the info again.
Yeah, no, it's the start of a new season. We're going to see a whole bunch of different modes. There's lots of games going on. I think that you're going to see a Link to the Past randomizer multiple times a day across a number of different channels for the next couple of months. It's going to be great.
Oh, very much so, because like we were saying, we have the Invitational League going on here, and then we have the Open League going on as well. So both of those leagues will be going on. You can get all of your Link to the Past randomizer wants filled right here on all of your SpeedGaming channels.
Yeah, so on the left-hand side, we're going to see just a blur of dungeons being knocked out. I'm wondering what is going to pull Begone Pot to the mire at this point. Because, again, Swamp Palace seems like a logical play with the loadout that they have. We know that Swamp Palace is not what we need in order to get our go mode, though. Still have to beat the Palace, regardless.
Okay, looks like Slumberjack was having a little bit of decision issue there, as we saw Desert Palace get knocked out there for Zelga. One less down. Wonder what they're gonna knock out next.
What's up? Do you have a favorite dungeon in this game?
Not particularly. I got ones I don't like, but I don't have a favorite.
Chat, what's your favorite dungeon in this game? What is the one you don't like?
Pretty much Ice Palace, because me and Ice Physics don't get along.
Yeah, Ice Palace is the water dungeon of A Link to the Past for sure.
Definitely sure. Hair is the best. Once you figure out how to actually deal with Moldborn, yeah, it's not too bad. I will definitely agree with that.
Hair is the best unless there's something in the basement.
Yeah, as long as nothing, you don't have to go to the basement, that's perfectly fine. Okay, so we've got Turtle Rock for the least favorite, and Ice Palace for the favorite. Okay. Oh, okay, my bad. Favorite Turtle Rock, least favorite Ice Palace. That's my brain reading things backwards, my bad.
Pod does make you think every time you're there, for sure.
The pod is definitely, yes, one of those head scratcher ones. If you don't pay attention necessarily, you can accidentally lock yourself.
I'm gonna say Skull Woods for mine. Just because of the vibe. The spooky vibe. I'm into it.
I can see that, yeah. And then, like you were saying, the treadmill with spikes is annoying.
It's definitely the hardest fight of the game in the original vanilla game, I think. Where you fight it in the game with the amount of hearts in your...
Yeah. Okay, it looks like Lumberjack's gonna find their go mode item finally.
Yes, this is going to be huge.
I didn't realize that they've been in go mode before the hour mark already. Wow. I have not been paying attention to the timer.
Did we see checkerboard on the right side? I don't think we have.
I don't think so either. I think they both went Misery Mire. Not just a heart anyway.
Well, we know it's not going to be. We know it's not going to be anything useful, but that was a new check.
Could have been lamp.
Could it have been lamp? I don't think so.
No. Yeah, you're right.
Chat, where's this lamp, by the way? What have we missed?
No, Ralphie's correcting me. It could have been lamp, but it wasn't. Magic Bat is still in the overworld that could have been accessed a while ago.
Now, were the Titan's mitts and the gloves and the mirror locked behind a dark room, though? And the flute? I don't remember. That's why I'm wondering if it could be lamp.
That was so long ago, my knowledge is... Nothing we have found is out of logic. Okay, Relkin keeping us honest. we got Zelga going to take out Turtle Rock. Oh, Pod, sorry. How did I get Turtle Rock out of that? So you're saying it's in Pyramid Fairy LFR. That's definitely an option. I haven't seen the lamp, and we've been through several dark rooms. It is rather interesting.
Alright, we're going to see another new check here at K45 on Dawn's side, and it is Piece of Heart.
Okay, so question is, what are we going to see a graveyard check here? I think we are. No, we're doing the Pyramid Fairy. Here we go. Like, I'm live with all the knowledge we're finding, but the fact that they're doing all these checks means they are falling that much further behind. Boy. I want to say after Pyramid Fairy, the only things we have are Magic Bat. I don't think anyone... Nope, someone did check the Hammer Pegs. Oh yeah, it's a very big lead to the spoilers.
This is true, but now we get to learn what is behind all the goodies.
Piece of heart. Ooh, there's
For
our
example,
lamp.
there's our lamp.
Oh, Althor called it.
Smokes. Amazing. Also, what a horrible place for your lamp.
Seriously. Okay, so we're gonna see Tower Hair really quick from Dr. Marty. Then we'll see it again fly. Actually, that will be our first person in, so we'll be running a guessing game as well. Be a very quick one of that.
Yeah, get your fingers hovering over the number that you want to choose, because it's going to be very quick. This is some fun rooting through Eastern.
Alright. That is Tower Hair down. That means our guessing game is active for the next, like, 10 seconds. So get your guesses in now, 1 through 22. Is there any number that you prefer to have?
You know what? I want to make it competitive for Begone pot. I'm gonna say 22 tile room. You're welcome, gang.
Ooh, that's just rude, but I could see it. I like 13 personally. Unless we have like Bob's chest early, but doesn't look like it. Or I'm guessing not. Alright, here we go. Right side will give us 1 ruby, 2 key. Going full right for now. Okay. And Dawn picks up their boots to go in our last person go mode.
We'll be back to see that room later.
They'll go off to finish their climb up the mountain and take out their last one.
3, 20 bucks. 4, piece of heart. 5, some bombs. And 6, some more money.
No, we're gonna only take your first guess on this one.
In the spirit of this race, we're gonna take the average of those two numbers, Kane.
So 15? Ooh, there's our mushroom. Gross. Yes, just hedge all your bets. 1 through 22. Alright. We got Cane of Samaria. Another key. Another key. And a ruby. Okay. And we're going.
We're going. So that was check 10, I believe. Another key.
Yep. I think that's 11. Okay. $12 is some cash. What do we got in the randomizer room?
Your guess number 13 is 20 bucks. Map. We have the compass, oh that's nice, and more money.
15 and 16.
Now, do you think our friends on Begone Pot are feeling behind at this point?
They basically last location, the boots. I would feel behind if I were them. But that's just my guess. Oh, there we go. It was number 17.
Yeah, you did it, King. Good job.
Yeah, your first guess. Good thing we took your first guess then, Kane. Yes, it was Bob's chest, Relkin. Oh, 18. My bad, I miscounted. We'll let you have it, Kane. Because no one guessed even you're the closest one, so you win by default.
Yeah, we're doing Price is Right rules.
So so it's not like you lost, you just didn't hit it bullseye. No big deal. Got Dr. Marty going through to his gauntlet here. Of course, you're gonna bet $1 after the... Gonna hope that nobody notices that bet wasn't on the board before it happened. Bryce.
I stand by my comment. Man, Dr. Marty is zooming up this tower.
It is the average fastest time, yes, for the winner, but that's only if we have a staggered finish. The way it's going to turn out right here, we're not going to need the average time of the finish because 1 and 2 are going to be the same team.
At this point, something would need to go tragically wrong on the spoiler's side for it to be anything but a blowout.
Correct. They would have to have an internet disconnect, which has happened during tournaments before, so... In a 1v1 race, the other racer does not have to finish the race unless they choose to. It is their decision.
Ganon falls? Maybe. I mean, Ganon could be a bully.
I don't
Doc might
foresee
use
it
this.
with these runners, but it's possible. Okay, and Zelga is done with his dungeons. Alright, so we get to see Aga 2, then we'll have the Aga 1 fight, then we'll see Ganon. Ooh, nice triple.
Beautiful shot. Holy smokes.
Well, we got the follow-up single. Ooh, single. One more to go. And off to Aga 1 we go.
Wait, Aga was Ganon all along?
You don't say. You just spoilered the whole game for me, man.
Didn't see it coming.
No, never. Okay, we have Zelga entering the Ganon Tower as Dr. Marty was finishing it. Kind of ironic. Alright.
Yep, but I have a feeling Zelga is gonna know exactly where to look.
I'm pretty sure that communication's already been sent. Yup. Definitely just speed running right to that Bob's chest. Don grabbing some safety fairies. Don't blame him. We forgot a key somewhere. There we go, Doc. We've got the key. Now we can progress. Yeah, I agree with you on that, JMC. That if the person's already fairly decently up Ganon's Tower, you'll normally see them finish it, but if there's like a fairly decent amount left, they normally will get it on a singles race. Just to answer the questions in chat. Okay. While we're getting everything rolled up here, go ahead and make sure you give everyone running a follow because of their amazing entertainment that they are providing us. And
yeah. Dawn, Slumber, Zelga, Doc. And don't forget Relkin and Windfox 470 working behind the scenes, cooking some buttons.
yes, making sure we stay honest.
And man, I gotta say, this chat has been a fun chat. It's been engaging. Big thumbs up to you guys for making this a super fun run.
Yes, it's a nice way to start the season off, get things flowing normally. I'm gonna have to turn that to one of the more experienced runners to answer that for you, Kane.
Yeah. Good thing we had that potion on Dawn's side.
Zelga's the one on one hard over here. I'm glad they've got quarter beep speed because otherwise it'd be annoying. But Zelga does not appear to be phased at all, so... Meanwhile, we've got his partner, Dr. Marty, taking out Agawan.
Does Zelga have anything in their bottle?
I remember everyone picked up a blue goo, but I don't know if Zelga's used it or not. I don't think so. But I could be mistaken. It's hard to keep track of all four runners at times. Dr. Marty is going for Ganon. He's gonna fry up some pig for us.
Yes, and Dawn is putting down Trinex and getting their final crystal, and will be heading into Ganon's tower to begin their search for the big key.
Dr. Marty is gonna do a head pull, it looks
No,
like.
no, we have to do Skullwoods.
Oh, I forgot he didn't do Skullwoods. Got a double there. Double again. Double it all the way through.
Nice. That was excellent.
Okay.
So, who do you think is going to get Ganon first, Dr. Marty or Zelga?
Going with Zelga is
Zelga
the
still
second one there. I know
still has to do the Aga 1 climb.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying he's going to be second in there. Because Dr. Marty's pretty much on Mothula already. Not that Zelga's taking his time, he's blazing through everything here. And Mothula down, we've got our first person ready to enter Ganon. Okay, Okay, Dawn going right. We know that's not correct, sadly. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, is the agate hour climb, I say, is like 3 minutes or so compared to
Yeah, but it's still, yeah.
Yeah, execution always plays out, but Aga's gonna always be the longer one. Right. True, if you have a horrible mouth fight, the Aga climb could be quicker.
So to recap, what happened in this scene? 2 big finds, as far as I could tell, was the hammer and the boots, and that was items that Spoiler found. The Spoiler side found first, which led to this lopsided lead that they have.
Yeah, that boot one find was the biggest changer, because it led Begone Pot to doing a lot of extra checks they didn't need to. We didn't get the torch glitch, not that we need to. We got silvers.
Alright, there we go. We're 1 walk across the bridge from the end. So get your GGs in chat for Dr. Marty.
Alright.
Good stuff.
Be joined shortly by Zelga Disson, who's finishing his Aga 1 fight.
There we go. We're 3 Triforces the richer now.
I always thought that was the last one. Nope. Okay, I believe this is the last. Okay, my counts are completely off. Alright. And there we go, quick count. Let's go take on Ganon for the second time. Okay. John doing their climb. As Lumberjack goes to join them on the mountain. Once we've done all the phasing. Alright, phase 4. Silver's true weakness. Torch glitch. Not needed, but helpful. Double. And our pig is fried for the second time. As long as we make it across this little bridge, we'll have our Game 1 finish. So go ahead and get your GGs in for the spoilers and Begone Pot.
Yes. That was a fun match. Good job.
right, as everyone finishes up, we will be joined shortly here with the runners. All right, we've got Slumberjack. Looks like. All right, so we do have the official forfeit for Begone Pot. And we are joined by Zelga and Dr. Marty. GG.
Yeah, congratulations, guys.
Yo, GG's, thank you.
Thanks, guys. GG's.
How about those boots?
They were a little tilting just because I basically forced Marty not to go into Mire after I got all the stuff in Paradox. So beyond that, I mean, it's kind of funny that, you know, like the boots and the hook shot being the only ways in, and then you get your boots in behind the hook shot. A little annoying.
Well, force is a strong word here. With a mirror and hook shot up there in Death Mountain, it was very reasonable to leave Meyer at that time, I think.
All right, and we are joined with Don Vinure and Slumberjack. GG's.
GG's.
GG's, guys.
Yo, GG's.
Welcome to the party, gang. How are you feeling about this seed?
Oh, it was a rough one for sure. But I think we were talking to the folks in chat afterwards. But yeah, our last location with hookshot, basically, I think we both did. And I just had some execution problems, so it was kind of rough all around.
Yeah, I was brain fogging a bit too there. Like saving quitting the wrong plays, going to bring the Smith back to his destroyed home. There's just some other small mishaps that, you know, bleeds time here and there.
Well,
I think the seed felt a little too linear at times. Like, all right, you have to go get the mitts and the flute. You have to go to pod, and then after that, it kind of opens up.
so as far as I could tell, there were kind of two sort of bottlenecks in the seed. That being where the hammer was, and then later the boots. And basically, the long and the short of the story was the spoilers. I forget if it was Zelga or Doc. Just happened to unlock both those bottlenecks first, where the hammer was and then where the boots were.
Yeah, I think I got the hammer pretty fast after the hook shot, and then eventually Marty got around to the boots in Mire. But it was just one of those things where you find the mirror and the hammer. It's like, Marty, you can't go to Mire. You got to come up here. And then, of course, the boots were just in Mire.
That's what happened to us too. Don was about to go into Mire, and I was like, nope. Up here you go.
Yeah, I wanted the safety items because, like, am I confident enough to go do Mire with what I have, Dark Mire? And then I'm like, no, one of those, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And then I heard the safety, and I was like, all right, I gotta go get the fairy. I gotta get the silvers. I guess silvers isn't so necessary when you have gold sword and cape, but yeah, it kind of just drove us away. And then we just did all the other dungeons first, and then Mire was our last dungeon to really do.
Yeah, there was a fair amount of overworld checks that got done on your side as a result of delaying Mire. We know where the lamp is. Thanks, Don.
Yeah, where was that?
In the pyramid.
It was in Pyramid. Yep.
I had just thought of that right before Marty got the boots. I was like, wait, I've done Hera, but not Thieves. He's done Thieves, but not Hera. How are we going to do that? And it just kind of lucked out.
So let me ask you this: for both teams, do you have how do you adapt your strategy playing as a co-op team? Because this is I'm sure you end up doing routing that you wouldn't traditionally do, because you know that your other team member could check things that are perhaps a little bit out of the way or inconvenient or whatever. Is it a big adjustment playing this style?
No, I just do as Zelga says.
I mean, my strategy when I'm playing by myself is almost always just full clear the game and hope it's good enough. And so in co-op, we still kind of play similar, but I feel a little bit more free to make a few aggressive skips. Like normally, if I'm playing by myself, I'm doing the north route to pod. I'm never skipping catfish, but I skip catfish because like, well, I can make Marty do it later if I need to. Little things like that. So you can definitely adjust. And you might be a little more aggressive on things you wouldn't do normally either. Like I went into hammerless ice while Marty was going to pod. Like that felt kind of gross too, but it's something that
one place to the other.
yeah.
To be fair, there was a big long debate when we were talking about catfish whether we should skip it or not. So I think it is just important that you're both on the same page when you make that kind of decision. So you both can start thinking of backups to, okay, how do I get back there if it is required and I don't lose too much time.
I think, like for any kind of race, you gotta gauge yourself. You gotta gauge your opponent. Like how I think about it is, if you feel you're better than your opponent, like execution-wise, you can play the more traditional standard way, and then if they do the exact same thing, you're gonna win every time. But like if you're worse than your opponent, you gotta make a little bit more gambles. Where in co-op, you can kind of say the same thing.
Yeah, but when are those gambles going to present themselves? Other than like, because like I could have done Eastern Palace 3 heart with that one bow and nothing else, but I was like, maybe not that much of a gambler.
But I think the thing with a co-op is that because you're sharing a time and a goal, you gotta know when your partner is ahead of you, where you got to start catching up on dungeons or like pulling ahead, like start exploring some more stuff. Just trying to keep that balance so one person's not gonna be ahead. Like, all right, fine, we win by like 30 minutes because you had one person scouting the whole game, where you got to wait 20 minutes for your teammate to finish all the dungeons. So yeah, that's the weird thing with co-op, is trying to find that balance of what dungeons are fast, what dungeons can you do. Like obviously one person's one dungeon, the other's in the other, you can tell each other the go mode, where to do stuff, and it's just co-op is really interesting in that way.
Yeah, because you don't want to just be following in your footsteps of your partner, right? Because you're not learning new information as you play.
But at the same time, you also gotta do it once in a while just to catch up if you feel the dungeons you did took longer than your teammates.
Yeah, so that's the balance. Let me ask a question for all 4 of you before you go, because we had this discussion in chat, and it was a really, really good discussion. Favorite dungeon in the game?
Oh.
I mean, I have 12 that I would choose over a certain one, so it's hard to say beyond that. Honestly, maybe Turtle Rock for me. I think if I have all the equipment for Turtle Rock, I can't avoid it, even if it's a pendant. I just always end up in it.
I think for me, it's either going to be like Tower of Hera or Thieves Town, just because they're so accessible with so few items.
Yeah, I think I have a soft spot for Thieves Towns as well, now that I think about it. Not quite sure why, just enjoy the travel through that dungeon.
Yeah, Thieves Town is almost like therapeutic because it's the same thing every single time. Yeah, I would agree with that. Thieves Town. I also like Misery Mire personally, but I'm a weirdo there.
I guess in glitch modes, I'd say Turtle Rock, just because it can like mirror wrap or mirrorless wrap to the back and go to the front, mirror to the back, and it's just so nice that way.
Sorry, we'll just have to cover something in the chat there. Yes, Clear Mouse, I do love Eastern too. That would be my second choice.
All right, yeah, I have one question myself. Is Specky Clip allowed in this tournament?
I forget what we were talking about, but I know that I was saying something to distract Marty, and he ended up like when he was in the middle of the conversation, he was like, "Oh yeah, we were talking about that," and I forgot I was supposed to do Specky.
So it is allowed.
Specky is legal.
Okay. Because Dawn asked me, I was like, I'm not sure if it is, and I don't want like our first race to us just like be right out just disqualifying ourselves immediately. So
yeah, well, I did it twice, so I hope it's legal.
Remove 1 minute from our time, please.
Yeah, well, this was a lot of fun. Chat was a lot of fun. This was a great race. Thank you so much for entertaining us. What's up? Do you have anything else to add?
I've got nothing. I got a quick question though. Do we know who's going to be running game 2?
We do, and it is a
Same
complete
four.
rematch. Yeah, same
Yep,
four.
same 4.
Ooh.
We're running Sunday at, I think it was 4 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay, well you've heard it here first. 4 p.m. Sunday. We're having basically a rematch. So let's get ready for that grudge match, y'all. Again, I'm What's Up. My partner has been Bryce Ceratops. Our trackers have been OneFox470 and Relkin. Make sure you give all of them follows, and I especially give all 4 of our runners Zelga Disson, Dr. Martio, Don Venure, and Slumberjack all a follow for putting on the show that they did for us today. Again, I'm What's Up. Bryce, you can take us out.
All right. Yeah, no. There'll be tons of randomizers happening in the next little while because it's the start of the league. So be sure to tune in as much as you can. It's everywhere. Good luck in the new season, fellas. And have a good night, everyone. Thanks again.